In this week's Parsha Shelach, we learn about the tragedy of the Meraglim who went out to scout out Eretz Yisrael, came back with a negative report, and were met with dire consequences. In the Haftorah, we read about a similar story, where Yehoshua 40 years later sends out 2 spies, and all ends well, without any dire consequences. What is the difference? I think that the difference may be that although there was the same person involved in both stories, namely Kalev, in the first story in the Parsha, he was greatly outnumbered and unfortunately unable to influence the other 10 of the Meraglim. Whereas in the Haftorah, it was just him and Pinchas, and they went with the right motives. How were those motives different? And I think in a word, in the story of our Parsha, it wasn't a question of how, it was a question of if. Whereas in the Haftorah, it was a question not of if, but of how. They went with full faith. They went with Kalev's attitude. Kalev, it's pointed out, comes from the words Kulo Lev. His entire heart was invested in the mission. He was a man of great commitment and great conviction. And I think that the message and the lesson that Kalev has is important for us in this day and age. We find ourselves in continually uncertain times. We could look around and people question the mission and the motives of the Jewish people at large, and especially in Eretz Yisrael. This is our Parsha. It's a Parsha where we have to show our deepest love, desire, and commitment to Eretz Yisrael. And it has to be one evoking the message of Kalev, where he says with a double language, with great emphasis, Yachol nuchal la, we certainly will be able to accomplish, and alo na'aleh, we will certainly be able to settle and to be Hashem's people in His land. We should take this message of commitment and positivity and let it permeate all aspects of our lives. Have a wonderful Shabbos.